Welcome to the Solimi Dreams channel. Gently turn off the lights in your room, slip on your headphones or set the volume just right and close your eyes. I hope sleep finds you peacefully, perhaps even before the story comes to an end. So now, without delay, let me softly begin tonight's story. The Whispering Woods. The sky above the pixelated horizon was stained with twilight as Lucas positioned the final wooden block into place, completing the perimeter wall of his settlement. Torches crackled gently, casting comforting orange-hued circles around the settlement's edges. He took a step back, wiping the pixelated sweat from his brow, satisfied with his day's labor. Lucas had journeyed deep into unknown territories in his Minecraft world, pushing far beyond the safety of his familiar biome. Days of travel had led him here, a lush forest nestled within the shadow of towering mountains and expansive plains. The trees were oddly dense, their leaves whispering constantly in a language that seemed almost intelligible. As darkness blanketed the land, Lucas retreated into his small wooden cabin. He placed coal and raw beef into his furnace and sat quietly, waiting for his dinner to cook. Through the narrow window, he gazed at the trees swaying gently. They whispered relentlessly, their rustling leaves seeming louder and clearer with each passing moment. Shaking off the eerie sensation, Lucas retrieved his cooked meat and settled in for the night. The torches flickered softly, providing warmth and comfort against the distant howls and unsettling groans outside. As he lay down on his woolen bed, he felt an odd sense of unease. The trees outside continued whispering, a symphony of hushed voices murmuring incomprehensible secrets. Sleep came swiftly but brought no peace. Lucas dreamt vividly of wandering lost in the forest. The trees stretched impossibly high, blotting out the sky, their roots moving subtly beneath the ground. Each step he took echoed ominously. Behind him he heard slow, deliberate footsteps. He turned around sharply, but there was nothing, only dense leaves and the constant whispering voices, closer now, speaking distinctly. "Stay, stay with us." Lucas awoke abruptly, sweat soaking his skin, heart hammering. Sunlight streamed through the cabin window. It was morning again. He breathed deeply, reassuring himself it was merely a dream, yet his chest felt heavy with lingering dread. Determined to distract himself, Lucas ventured out into the forest, pickaxe and sword at hand. He mined coal and iron, chopped wood and gathered food, working relentlessly to expand his settlement. Yet the forest never quieted. The whispering persisted, haunting his every step. That evening, as twilight returned, Lucas discovered something strange. A narrow pathway of mossy cobblestone winding through the trees, half hidden beneath overgrown foliage. He stared curiously, certain this hadn't existed earlier. Hesitating briefly, curiosity triumphed over caution, and he began following the pathway deeper into the whispering woods. The path led to an unusual structure. It was ancient, crafted of moss-covered stone bricks. Vines cascaded down its crumbling walls, and a rusty iron door stood ajar, revealing darkness within. Lucas gripped his torch tighter, stepping cautiously into the ruin. Inside, shadows danced eerily. He found a worn chest tucked away in a corner. Inside lay a book, leather-bound and faded. Curious, Lucas opened it. On the first page, written hastily, were words that sent chills down his spine. They whisper in the dark. Don't listen. Whatever they promise, whatever they offer, resist. Lucas shivered, the words echoing his own experiences. Who wrote this? What had happened to them? The pages continued, scrawled warnings and fragmented stories of adventurers lost to the whispers. Finally, the last entry read, "They're coming. The trees, they know me now. They speak my name. Don't let them in." Heart racing, Lucas backed away quickly, pocketing the book and leaving the ruin behind. As he emerged, night had fallen abruptly. The whispering intensified, a cacophony of countless unseen mouths. The forest had grown darker, denser. Panicked, he sprinted back to his settlement, barricading himself inside. The whispers persisted through the walls of his cabin, calling softly, almost lovingly, repeating his name. "Lucas, Lucas, join us." Days passed, and Lucas grew paranoid and desperate, tormented by the endless whispers. Unable to escape the voices, he began cutting down the trees surrounding his settlement, determined to silence them. But each morning they grew back instantly, denser, darker, closer. Driven mad by the persistent whispers, Lucas decided to flee, abandoning his cabin and possessions. He ran frantically, pushing through branches and leaves, desperate to find open ground, somewhere free from their influence. But every step deeper into the forest seemed to trap him further. The trees closed ranks around him, whispering louder, their voices now familiar, persuasive, and gentle. "Stay with us. You belong here." Lucas stumbled, exhausted, to his knees, his vision blurring. Ahead stood the same moss-covered structure he had discovered nights before. Yet, it felt different, inviting, familiar. The rusty iron door swung open slowly, creaking gently as if welcoming him home. Inside the ruin, torches flickered warmly. Confused but comforted by their glow, Lucas wandered deeper. It felt strangely safe, peaceful even, away from the oppressive whispering. At the center of the room lay another book, fresh and blank. Beside it was a quill and ink. Lucas picked it up, his hands trembling. He felt compelled, no, commanded, to write. Words poured forth uncontrollably. My name is Lucas. The trees speak to me. They are not evil. They want only peace. Listen carefully, and you'll understand their truth. As he wrote, a chilling realization swept over him. The handwriting, the style, exactly matched the old journal he'd found earlier. He stared at his own words, terror blossoming within. Lucas had written the book he found days ago, or at least another version of himself had. He was trapped in a loop, the forest pulling him back again and again, whispering its false promises. He dropped the quill, attempting to flee, but the ruin was gone. He was standing once again in the forest, surrounded by whispering trees, their voices clearer than ever. No longer whispers, but coherent speech, comforting yet sinister. Now you understand, they said in unison. Now, stay. Suddenly, Lucas realized with dread that his body felt strange, light, airy. He glanced down, horrified to find his hands and arms pixelating into leaves and wood. His body became rooted, limbs transforming into twisted branches. His cries dissolved into soft rustles, his voice replaced by whispers that joined the endless chorus. He had become one of them. Weeks passed unnoticed in the enchanted forest. Then, one evening, another adventurer approached, young and brave, exploring the land, building settlements. Lucas recognized himself in the youth, yet helplessly, he whispered to the newcomer, beckoning gently, desperately. Stay, join us, listen carefully. The young adventurer paused, hesitating briefly before stepping closer, drawn by curiosity into the ever-whispering woods, unaware of the eternal loop awaiting him, hidden within the leaves that murmured softly, ever patiently. Welcome home. I hope you've already drifted off into a peaceful sleep. If not, I truly hope the upcoming stories on my channel will help you get there. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd be so happy if you liked and shared this video with your friends. It means a lot and gives me the encouragement to keep creating more stories like this.